Oh, hello. Welcome aboard the A36 space liner. I do hope you have a lovely stay. Oh, where are my manners? I am Sub-Lieutenant Philip Leslees, and I am your steward on board this marvelous vessel. And I'm sure we'll all get along very well.
Very well?
Oh, yes, very well.
Really? Shouldn't you be checking our boarding passes and handing out room keys?
Of course, how silly of me. Crikey, I told you we'd get on very well. Ah, the museum party. +1. I'm terribly sorry, but who might I ask are you?
I'm not with the museum. Wronghead of Argond, independent researcher at your service.
Oh, I say, you do have a very nice room, port side, beyond the dining and observation room, number 6. Lovely views from your own porthole, too. Ensuite facilities to boot.
Any chance of our acquiring keys and similar glowing appraisals of our accommodation?
Oh, I'm so sorry. It seems the Albion Imperial Museum must be working on a budget. They have booked you all into compartments in standard class, this side of the dining room. Indeed, just here. So very convenient.
And keys?
Oh, no need for those. Your bunk beds are behind these curtains at the side of the corridor, right here. A, B, and C are all yours. You'll find the shared bathing and toiletry cubicles at the end there, just before the observation room. Plenty of luggage space above and below your bunks. So, I imagine you all want to settle in before departure. Oh, I say, rather. That's only 30 minutes away. Crikey! Well, in that case, I'd recommend storing your belongings and finding some nice tables by the windows. You'll get a terrific view of the launch. Well, of the ground, I suppose. Oh, and space, of course.
Why, hello, Sub-Lieutenant Leslees. Just the man we're looking for. Could we bother you for a second or two?
Oh, hello. So delightful to see you all again. It really is no bother at all. Please tell me anything you need, and I'd be thrilled to help in any way I can.
Just what I was hoping to hear. You see, we were rather hoping to run into a friend of ours on this flight. He is a keen contributor to the Albion Imperial Museum and has even helped out on some digs. I'm speaking, of course, of Dr. Nugatti. Do you know where we might find him?
Why, of course. Nothing would make me happier. Dr. Nugatti and his manservant are staying in cabin 13, towards the rear of first class. You know, I've not heard a dicky bird from him since we departed, or seen him take any meals in the dining area. If you were to pay him a visit, you might just raise his spirits enough to get him out and about. Oh, I say, what a splendid thing that would be.
Oh, I've no doubt he'd be delighted to see us.
Oh, I say.
Leslees! Get over here this instant. Watch these people while I examine the bodies.
Oh, sir, really? Must I?
Your one job is to ensure the safety and happiness of the passengers. It is plain to anyone with eyes that you have, once again, fallen down on the job.
Oh, crikey, you've been peeking.
I'm rather afraid I have, and what's more, thanks to your ineptitude, it seems I have still more peeking left to do. So get up here, quick smart. And you will stay here and watch the rest of them. Make sure they don't interfere with the bodies any further or wander off. Let's see if you can manage that much at least. You truly are the Albion's burden.
Right you are, sir. I say, I really think you oughtn't to be doing that. I mean, I'm terribly sorry and everything, but I do have my orders.
Which were, I believe, to prevent us interfering with the bodies, were they not?
Well, rather. I mean that and prevent you all wandering off.
Excellent. Well, if we all go into room 13, not only will we be further from the corpses, we will also be corralled into one place. And, as you watch us, you won't even have to look at the bodies.
Oh, I say, crikey, that's terribly kind of you.
Oh, think nothing of it.
Everything's shipshape here, sir. I have our guests confined in this room to keep the corridor clear and whatnot.
What not indeed? And you thought it best to store them in the room of one of our recently deceased guests? I can see why my simple orders may have been a little too demanding for my steward. Perhaps more static charges might agree with him more. The latrines are generally quite stationary.
Oh, rather, sir. Oh, crikey, I mean, rather not, of course. Honestly, sir, I won't let you down.
Again, you mean?
Sir?
You mean let me down again. Past experience leads me to believe otherwise. Go and help these crewmen move the bodies to cold storage at the double.
Right-ho, sir. Oh, hello. Fancy seeing you here. Oh, crikey. I don't think you're really supposed to be here.
On the contrary, we are simply observing the ancient Xeron custom of Moulinex, the daily honouring of our fallen dead. No one in good conscience could prevent us fulfilling our religious obligations.
Oh, rather. One wouldn't dream of pooh-poohing such things. I quite understand. Would you like me to show you to where your friend is, lying in state?
That is most kind.
Tell me, sir, is there anyone else up here at the moment? Oh, I say, hardly. It was a lonely and thankless watch up here, but somebody had to do it. Then who's that? Oh, I say, rather. We should have begun our descent towards Buda Aerodrome by now. Crikey! Lucky we were on schedule. Oh, I say, hello! It's so terribly thrilling to see you all on board again. I'm so glad you and the captain were able to patch things up and get back to getting on very well.
Oh, yes. Very well indeed. But we were wondering if you could tell us what that siren was.
Oh, I see. I mean, I know I really ought to know all these ship's signal thingies, but that one was a little unusual. I don't think we use it very often. I'm so terribly sorry I can't be more helpful.
Fear not, dear sir. Why don't we just go up and ask our good friend, Captain Povey himself? That way you can put the minds of any passengers at ease.
Oh, I say, rather. That sounds like an absolutely spiffing idea. The clam of death. Left hand down a bit.
What the hell are you doing here? Why am I surprised? Your one job is to keep the passengers happy, content, and if they're very lucky, safe. Instead, you bring half of them onto the bridge during an emergency, and probably the most dangerous passengers at that. Congratulations, Leslees. An absolutely outstanding job.
Steady as she goes.
No, Sub-Lieutenant, not steady as she goes. That's precisely what we don't want.
Oh, hello. The doctor, isn't it? So lovely to see you again. Find out? Oh, you mean all those odd noises? Well, I suppose I should take a little peek. Passengers in distress and all that. Right up my alley, so to speak. Rather.
Excuse me, Sub-Lieutenant, but does this ship have a rat problem?
Rats, sir? I hardly think we'd allow that. The captain likes a tight ship, and that includes all the foodie stuff, too. Yes, we have a ship's cat keeping everything tickety-boo in the rodent department. Never seen a rat or mouse on board, so he must be doing a splendid job.
A cat sounds very sweet. But much like your rats and mice, I've not seen any sign of it.
Oh, he almost never leaves the galley. He knows where the food is. Crikey, not that I mean the galley's full of rodents. I just mean he knows where his Me-Is cat food is kept. Terrific brand, by the way. He is a Me-Is cat, it seems. Rest assured, we don't have any rats or mice on board the A36.
Whose room is this?
Oh, I say, I do hope she's all right.
She?
Oh, yes, rather. Certainly she. Oh, I see what you mean. Who she? She is the beautiful and vivacious Marina Della Mare.
I don't think we're going to learn much more from out here. Sub-Lieutenant, perhaps we should look inside? Make sure Miss Delamere is safe and unharmed.
Oh, I say, rather. Toot sweet. Crikey, where has she got to? Do you think she left through there?
I think it's a bit of a tight squeeze for your average adult Albion. Not impossible, perhaps, but certainly a less than elegant exit, I suspect. More importantly, I doubt any ordinary Albion could have thrown themselves through the door at floor level, certainly not without considerable help and damage.
Tell me, Mr. Leslees, was Miss Delamere pregnant?
Oh, I say, rather not. She was as svelte and sleek as a cat when she came on board. Although she did seem to take quite a liking to the ship's food. Not that the galley's service isn't top-notch, as you all know, but she did seem to be piling on the pounds rather quickly over the last few days. Quite astounding, really.
Yes, the cook must be very pleased. Well, the first thing, which can hardly be a surprise, is that you met Marina Delamere in Croydon Aerodrome's back offices and got on very well.
Very well.
Very well indeed.
While there may be firearms available, using projectile weapons on board such a delicate vessel as this is likely to do more harm than good. So far, we've been exceedingly lucky, wouldn't you agree, Sub-Lieutenant?
What ho? Eh? Shooting on board ship? Crikey, that does sound a little dicey. I don't think the captain would approve.
There you have it then. No big game hunting for us, we'll be more like trappers.
I just wish I knew where the mother had got to. She might have more valuable information, particularly when it comes to Dr. Nugatti's insane scheme.
Oh, I say, I suppose she may have gone to her other cabin.
Other cabin. Why on Albia didn't you tell us about that before?
Crikey, it just sort of slipped my mind.
Where is it?
Oh, you see, that's why I forgot it was a room. Miss Delamere rented the cabin you saw and the adjoining one. She wanted to use that as extra storage space for costumes and whatnot. At least, I think that's what she said. So you see, I rather saw it more as an extra wardrobe.